the front was gone down, and that forge is definitely in trouble right now. And now Great is pushing in here, going to try and pick off some of these cannons. I think he needs to pick off the High Templar. That is the key damage dealers for the Protoss army at this stage. It looks like that forge is going to go down. A nice storm going down, doing a lot of damage, and another nice storm. Great storms going down by Violated will do a lot of damage. Only one stormer left, but these Corsairs are coming in, and now the problem becomes if DTs come out, DTs can pretty much stop this attack stone cold. But those Hydras look like they're going to try and pick off as many of these Corsairs as possible. And it looks like a push coming out from Violet as well. Going to go to the natural expansion, maybe see how much damage they're able to do. And I think this could be successful. I don't know how many troops Great has back at home. Some nice Scourge play picking off a couple of those Corsairs. Some good play by there. And we haven't seen the natural expansion. I really want to see whether or not Great's going to be able to do much in terms of advancing in, or if Violet's going to be able to advance there very much. And oh man, if Great would just burrow his lurkers, he'd be able to work his way up that ramp. There he goes. There's the burrow. Going to be able to stop Violet from getting that third base. But it looks like Violet's getting a very, very nice push at the natural expansion of Great. Although that Archon has gone down, but there are still a lot of Zealots. I don't think he'll be able to really push in there and do too much damage. There are 2 sunken colonies and reinforcing units coming in. But he can certainly be harassed. He might be able to dart in there. If he can slip by everything, he might even be able to get into the main and do some more damage that way. Drones being put off the line here to stop those Zealots, and they are going to be more than successful. They're going to be more than enough to stop that. We do have a bunch of Corsairs still wandering around, taking some damage from the Hydra's fire, but they're still doing very well. Still picking off Overlords as often as they can, opening gaps in Great's defenses, and I have got to say I'm very impressed in Violet's play, disappointed in Great's, that Great has allowed Violet back in this game. Great is certainly still in the better position, but he's not in the position I feel that he should be. I think he should be in a far more dominating position. He does have this nice lurker contained, he does have a lot of Hydros as well, which is nice for him, but yeah, overall not a fantastic position, and I just noticed something. It says 2 wins for Samson Khan, 1 for KT, which must mean that... Never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind, I just got a little bit of a confusion there. Don't worry about it. We do have a shuttle produced here. Just ignore that last statement. I got a little bit confused there. I thought that somehow Flash might have lost or something, but in my mathematics, but I was failing in math, and yeah, let's not talk about my mathematical failures. And we do have a drop coming in here at the main. Might be able to do a lot of damage depending upon what's in there. Probably DTs, maybe 4 Zealots. We'll see. And drop. 1, 2, 3 Zealot drop. And should be able to do some damage here until Hydras are able to be pulled back. I don't think that Great is going to necessarily have to pull back a lot of forces of his own. I think that he can afford to just use whatever force are there. And there's a High Templar with a huge storm! Huge storm! Picking off tons of drones! That's like 10 drones being picked off and a whole host of several Hydros as well. That is absolutely massive. And a ton of Overlords look like they're going to piss off as well. These Zealots doing a ton of damage, clearing out the main. The main is not minding. The natural looks like it's at about half saturation. And wow, that was a fantastic storm doing massive amounts of damage. That is absolutely insane. We do have an Observer out now being picked off by a Scourge, so we won't be able to see any Dragoons pop out. Although I haven't really seen too many Dragoons. It's been mostly Storms and some marauding Zealots that have been able to take care of at least a few of these Lurkers that are on the contain. Still trying to maintain this contain, which Great is doing successfully. If he still has the opportunity right now, because he still technically has map control. You know, he can still, as long as he can stop Violet from getting a third base, he will still be in a good spot. Although the bottom right base, you know, Great needs to scout this out. Great needs to see that base going up. He needs to be looking around with his Scourge. Needs to know that Violet's at the point where he pretty much has to try and get a third base. His main has got to be close to mine now, so he has to know that there has to be an emergency base being thrown up somewhere, and has to be scouting around for it. I hope he notices it. Otherwise, that third base gets up for essentially for free. It's going to be problematic for him. For certain. And we do have a Zergling wandering around, so maybe Great does have some nice game sense here, and I think he's going to go straight to that bottom right, going to see it, and he can just add a squad of Zerglings down there and be able to stop this base from coming up. So good scouting by there, and he doesn't even need to send a squad of Zerglings. And it looks like he's trying to make a little bit of attack here. I don't think he needs to attack. Great does not need to be on the offensive. He needs to be on the defensive here. And another storm coming in here, taking off more drones. Jeez, it looks like another half dozen drones. 5 to 6 drones have gone down again. Great is just bleeding drones, and you can't afford that in the game of StarCraft. You're absolutely just going to fall behind if you lose too many workers. You can have 4 bases all you want, but if you don't have the 4 workers worth of bases, it just doesn't count. And we have Hive Tech going up, but he just doesn't have that many drones at his main or his natural. His one saving grace is that he's kept Violet from having a third base. We got another engagement here at Violet's natural expansion. He's finally built up a lot of Dragoons, and also he's been able to kill most of the Scourge, so the Scourge aren't able to pick off the Observers, and now we're seeing the Lurkers being completely slaughtered and decimated left and right. All of the Lurkers appear that they are all going to go down. One left right now on the main bridge, and that is not going to be enough. And Great is... wow, I think Great is actually squandering this game. I think Great has maybe... he may have nearly lost this game right now. I don't think he's going to have time to get up a Defiler Mound or an Ultras Cavern and produce units. I don't even think he's going to have time to get Crackling Tech up before he's done. He sent some Scourge in there carelessly, losing all of them to an Archon as well. So, yeah, he's just absolutely going to get rolled over here as these Corsairs are going to be able to pick off all of those Overlords once again, because there's no anti-air up right now for Great, and Great is just in an awful position. Now the contain has been switched. The person who's being contained has been absolutely switched, and this is just really, really bad. A nice storm going down, picking off all of those Zerglings. Very, very beautiful storm. Just masterfully placed. And he needs to get an Observer in there. I think the Observer maybe got picked off there because he absolutely needs it. Looks like we're going to have a drop going on at the bottom left. He's established his contain. Now he's going to try and get a drop off. He's going to take his third base. Though I think there's either a Zergling or a Hydros there. Looking at two Zealots, a Dark Templar, and a High Templar as well, still hidden in that shuttle. Maybe that High Templar can go to the third base at the natural expansion and try and pick it up with some Scourge in the area as well. Going to try and pick up the shuttle. If he needs to drop that, he loses the High Templar in that shuttle, unfortunately. But he's going to be still, I think that somehow Great has squandered this game. I'm so disappointed right now in Great's play. I think the Mutalisk Tech Switch was an awful one. Lurkers were fine, but the Mutalisk Tech Switch was just so awful. And yeah, he just wasn't able to deal with all the Corsairs that were in the air, wasn't able to put on enough pressure, and now he's just hurting right now. He's just hurting big time. He's bled so many drones, and he's just economically, somehow, even though he has more bases, he's just lost so many drones that he's economically behind, and he's going to lose his main hatchery here. So his main hatchery has just fallen. He's produced a couple of drones that are probably just going to get picked off by this DT, and extremely disappointed right now. Or that's the bottom left main, sorry, that's not his actual main, that's the bottom left main, and just absolutely disappointed in Great's play right now. It's almost inexcusable for him to have lost this game after that phenomenal Zergling run by. It is just it is obscene that he is losing this game. Very disappointing. He should not have lost this game, should not have been struggling so much. And Violet has all of his Zealots on hold position, which is a little bit unfortunate in this case. But he's just going to be able to march right into the natural, and there's just absolutely no way that Great is going to be able to defend this. He is absolutely going to go down here. Some storms going down, catching the rest of the drones. Not very many drones left, and too many Dragoons in there. Too many High Templar. Too much stuff. Too much stuff in there. This is all going to go down, and a Nexus is going up, but it looks like there's a Lurker in range to try and break it as well, but he's not going to be able to. It's just not going to be enough. He's mining only off of that one base right now, and Violet's only mining off of one base as well, but he's got an army out on the field, and this is essentially GG at this point. Great is staying in it, maybe hoping that he can find a way to break this or find a way to survive right now, but not going to have much success. This game is just about over, just pretty much waiting for GG. His natural expansion hatchery is about to die, and everything else is pretty much dead across the map. And Great, with a huge failure, is forced to GG. That is just an epic fail by Great. I cannot believe that he allowed that to happen. That is so disappointing, which means that we're going to be going to an ace match, and we're probably going to be seeing Stork versus Flash, which I'm happy to see Stork versus Flash, but I'm disappointed to see Great play like this and play that ineffectually. And good comeback, though, by Violet. I don't want to take anything away from Violet. The Violet definitely stuck in there, hung in there, used the right strategy, and microed properly at critical moments in order to break that contain and save his Corsairs, and played very well overall. So, despite that early setback. So, good job by Violet, and poor play by Great. Overall, I have to say I'm disappointed. But we're going to be moving on to the ace match, and it's going to be a new Tornado, and it's probably going to be Stork versus Flash, but we will see when we get there. I will see you all in the ace match.